You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm thy friendship. Oh, how
you know what time it is. On the road with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. And it's Buckeyes by a billion. We in the building with over 100,000. We represent from the uttermost to the public housing. If we don't play, all wide receivers got your secondary shook, so they cook them like Bobby Flay. Hey, stay out of my way and trust me, cause I know it's a way. Somebody please give this brother an eye. Come on.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin. That's Mello. And we got smiles on our faces today, Mello. I mean, we are 1-0. And what is the best thing about being 1-0?
A chance to go 2-0, baby.
Hey, Bucks forever. You already know what it is. Appreciate you guys joining the show tonight. As always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. The super chats are open. We're going to dive into just our overall thoughts of the game with Mello. Mello hasn't got the opportunity to give his thoughts on the game yet, so we'll talk about that. Then we're going to try a little something different on this channel tonight. I got some film pulled up. I did a little playing around. As you know, we're fans. I've never played football or anything, but essentially we're going to pull these plays up. They're plays during the game. I don't know all the technical words to use, but I will point out which players did what and that they look good doing it. So it'll be a fun thing to try out. So you might have to bear with me on the technical side a little bit, but we're going to give it a shot. I practiced quite a bit, so we'll see how it goes. But Mello, man, Buckeyes, Julian saying, first off, let me ask you this, dude. Where'd you watch the game? How'd the game watching go?
Man, I watched the game at a secluded location. I'll leave it at that, right?
Okay.
That was fun. It was good. I thought it was an interesting game plan, especially offensively. For one thing, I did not have JJ with 2 drops and Max Clare with a drop on my bingo card before the game. But I thought for what they asked out of Julian saying, he executed perfectly. He's going to be a monster by the end of the season. And like I said, he's going to be in New York.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
Yeah. I've had some time to think about this. And if I were to ask myself, what grade would you give Brian Hartline for his first game? Now, let me tell you the grade I'm going to give him. Chat, you can tune in, give him a grade as well. He gets an A+ from me because his job is to execute a game plan and win the game. And that's what he did. And I believe that they had some other things in store, but this is Ryan Day maturing as a coach because he saw how the game was going. He saw that the defense was playing elite. So in his mind, he had so much confidence in his defense that there was no need to throw the ball all over the place and give it a chance because their defense, quite frankly, if you look at the numbers, it doesn't look like we shut Texas down, but we shut Texas down. They had like 150 yards in the fourth quarter. I wasn't a fan of some of that preventing defense, but I'm not the defensive coordinator getting paid millions. That's just me as a fan. I've never liked prevent defense, but when they did that, they started getting a bunch of yards. But when it mattered most, this defense executed. We stopped them on 4th and goal. They did not stop us on 4th and goal. That's the game in a nutshell. There you go. Yeah. So let's dive into this.
Somewhat. I mean, the defense was a lot more sophisticated than that. For instance, Matt Patricia would be running one particular play. He showed, man, Iggy followed his wide receiver in motion across the field. All the wide receivers shift and were aligned in man. And then as soon as Arch snapped the ball, they went into Tampa 2, which is zone. So Arch was having extremely difficult time reading what defense we were running, and not just Arch, but Sark couldn't adjust to it. And you're talking about one of the greatest offensive minds in the entire game. Didn't know what was being ran by our defense. So imagine the rest of the teams that we're going to play when we even bust out more sophisticated stuff. We have a rocket scientist at DC, and I don't know if they thought we were joking, Ed, when we were telling them the players on the team, the inside information we have. Everybody's much more happier with Matt, and we said we salute Jim Knowles. Thank you for helping us win a natty. Thank you for turning this defense around. But everybody inside the program, including the players, were legitimately ecstatic about having Matt P. And when we told everyone that the defense is going to be better than it was the previous year, I think they thought we were just had our fan glasses on, but we didn't. I don't think.
And there goes Mello. Listen, chat, is this just on my end? Can you guys still hear Mello? Did he disappear from y'all's screen as well? Okay, hold on. All right.
I don't know what happened.
I don't
My
either.
internet just kicked me off. I mean, it just kicked me off. But I don't think we'll surrender 21 points to any team this season. It doesn't matter who we play. I don't think anyone sees 21.
I want to back up a little bit because when Matt Patricia was hired, randomly, this idea came out that, well, we're just going to run Jim Knowles' defense. Ryan Day's looking for somebody to come in and run Jim Knowles' defense. Like, I looked, I haven't found out where that came from, if it came out of Ryan Day's mouth or where the source was that started that idea. I think it was just a made-up idea that the fans, it let them feel more comfortable in that moment. Like, hey, let's not teach all these guys a brand new defense. Let me tell you something. When you recruit at the rate that Ohio State does, and you recruit a very particular type of player, we've interviewed several. You see the kind of recruits that Ohio State recruits. They're very smart for their age. They're very mature for their age. My point by saying that is this defense looked nothing like Jim Knowles' defense. We were running three-man fronts. We did a coffee house move. I think that's what you call it. And the reason why they say that, the coffee house blitz, it's called the coffee house blitz because when you're in a coffee house, you got to wait for your coffee.
It's basically a delayed blitz to let the tackle think that you're not coming, and then they start engaging somebody else, and you're a free runner.
And we got that film. I got that play. We're going to look at that in slow-mo. We got both of Arvell Reese's sacks in slow-mo. The first one, they counted as a tackle because Arch kind of took off, but I'm calling it a sack. And then we got the very first score where Nate Roberts was a fullback at tight end. We're going to go over that as well. But back to the Matt Patricia thing. I mean, this defense looked different. The disguises, Iggy at one point in time ran across the formation because Sark is known for what college football is known for running that man a pre-snap motion to see if they're in zone or in man. 99% of the time, if the defender is following that motion guy, they're in man. Well, they did that. Iggy followed over, and in fact, they weren't in man. They were in some sort of Tampa or bubble defense.
Tampa 2,
something like that.
It's a two-eye safety zone look.
Yeah. But anyway, the fact that these players, right, are able to recognize those things and execute them inside the game speaks a lot about these players that we have at Ohio State, and I'm excited about it.
Before we get into to take it one step further, it's not just the players. It's Matt Patricia. If you go watch Downs to Business, Caleb Downs and Josh Downs' episode in their show, the very first episode, Josh Downs specifically asked him about Matt Patricia and the difference between Jim Knowles. Caleb Downs said, I appreciate everything Jim Knowles did, the same stuff we said. And then he went to break down Matt Patricia. He said, Matt Patricia teaches. He teaches you defenses. He teaches you about football and how you should execute and what you should play. Jim Knowles wasn't doing that. Not only was he not recruiting, he wasn't teaching the players anything. He didn't try to fit his system to the players. He took the players, and if you fit, then you fit. Look at C.J. Hicks. Now we're using him. He's getting home. He's blitzing. He had a massive play in the game. And Caleb Downs said it allows him to play faster. And that's where you see him switching from 4-down lineman to 3-down lineman in a play. Matt Patricia is a genius. The kids on the team are very smart, and they're like sponges, and they're excelling at it, and they could play multiple defense. This defense is truly multiple. Jim Knowles used to call his defense multiple. It wasn't truly multiple. This is. And shout out Penn State for giving up more points to Nevada than we gave up to Texas, by the way.
Yeah, man. We're going to dive into that even more, but I kind of want to start at the beginning. I came on right after the game, got a lot of my thoughts out. I still have, have time to – I've watched the game 3 times now, by the way. It's this is a pattern you'll see with us on the Buckeye Boys. We watch games a
Yep.
lot. Let's start off with Julian Sand. What do we think about Julian Sand? His stats, I got him over here. Let me pull these player stats up. 13 for 20, 126 yards, 1 touchdown. Obviously, should have been what?
17 for 20.
17 for 20, 18 for 20. A lot of those, a couple of those passes to JJ, he was being tackled as he tried to catch him. I'm going to say this, Mello. I did not, every single pass I saw Julian Sam throw, whether it was a completion or incompletion, was on target. The long
Absolutely.
bomb to Carnell Tate, a little bit short, but he put the ball up for his receiver to make a play. That's what he did. I am beyond thrilled about what Julian Sane did. And I said after the game, his calmness during the game was what was giving me the most confidence. And also Ryan Day saying, hey, I feel like he could have handled more. Give us your thoughts on Julian Sane.
Absolutely, exactly what you said. I think he was poised. He was clearly the better quarterback, which if you were tuned into the Buckeye Boys, we predicted that he would end the game as being a more prolific quarterback. His numbers don't reflect that, but he didn't have he had uncharacteristic drops from his skill players, and they didn't need to do anything. Like Dev said in the beginning of the show, Ryan Day knew that Texas wasn't going to defeat this defense. He knew that Sark did not know what he was looking at. He knew that Arch didn't know what he was looking at and that they were going to struggle. Even that touchdown that they have is questionable. I think the ground helped them personally. I would have overturned it, but I mean, they're SEC officials. What did you expect? But just to give up 7 points to a team like Texas is ridiculous. So I'm very happy with saying overall his performance. All his balls were on target. Ennis had a drop. It was a tough catch. He was covered, but Ennis normally makes those catches. So, I mean, he probably could have easily had over 200 yards passing. You catch those balls.
Speaking of that pass to Brandon Ennis real fast, that was with pressure directly in his face, and that was a beautiful pass. The DB, I haven't went back and zoomed in on that play yet. I don't know if the DB may or may not have tipped it, but to dive into this actually real fast, if they overturned Sonny Styles' interception, then that was not a touchdown for Texas. Moving on, I'm going to get this out of the way. Let's start with the running back, C.J. Donaldson. Looky there, C.J. Donaldson had the majority of the snaps by a long margin. Actually, Mello, let's do this. Here we go. C.J. Donaldson had 42 snaps. James Peoples had 20 snaps, okay? C.J. Donaldson, he is what we knew he would be. He's a bruiser. The dude can get 2 yards when it looks like he's going to get no yards. That's what this game turned into. That's what C.J. Donaldson does. He caught the ball out of the backfield. I wish they would have done that a few more times, but they didn't need to. They won the game. James Peoples, a lot of pressure. You can tell it was his first game. We know that he has the speed. He has the quickness. He has all the tools to be an elite running back, but he missed a lot of holes, was pretty impatient with a lot of the ways he was trying to run, but he did not fumble the ball. Neither did CJ. Mello, give us your thoughts on the running backs real quick.
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that C.J. Donaldson is RB1. I don't know if anybody had that on their bingo card. We didn't. We should have, because when we asked TJ Alford and Riley who's the hardest player to tackle, they both said C.J. Donaldson, and it was without hesitation. So we didn't see it, but it is what it is. I want them to keep working, keep getting elite. I think they missed a few cutback lanes that were pretty massive that like a Q or a Trey would have hit. I think that will come as the season progresses. There's a lot of things to fix. That's the bright side of this win. Winning an ugly game like this and just thinking about all the improvement that is still yet to be reached. It just bodes well for a back-to-back run.
I love that. That's the mindset to have, guys. If you're a fan of Ohio State, get excited because we won and there was a crap ton of things that we can do better, right? Not so much here, though. Tight end room. 5 tight ends played. The best tight end room in the country. Absolutely ridiculous. Will Kazberick blocked Colin Simmons one-on-one. Didn't look the prettiest, but he got the job done. Nate Roberts was in at fullback. Mm-hmm. These tight ends did an amazing job. And on that note, because we're going to go into the offensive line a little bit too, Mello, let's give this a shot with this play calling or this breaking down these plays here a little bit. This is the first touchdown for the Buckeyes, right? So I labeled them here. You got number 1, that's Nate Roberts. Number 2 over there, Austin Saravelt. Number 3, Luke Montgomery. Number 4 is their left guard. And number 5 is A.J. Hill, their star linebacker. I want you to watch this play. Watch Nate Roberts get a good block on A.J. Hill. But more importantly, we're going to let this play through. I'll fast forward a little bit because the other angle shows it better. But you'll see I believe that's Will Kazmarek. He's going to motion over before this snap, go over and block that edge out with the other tight end over there. I think that's Bennett Christian. I might have got those reversed. And then you got Austin Saravelt and Luke Montgomery just literally putting their left guard on skates. Let's get this rolling so we can see it. I like playing it in slow motion. Here we go. I love this. Nate Roberts, freshman tight end. And again, I'll fast forward this. Actually, I did get him backward. That's Will Kazmarek motioning over there. Watch him block out the edge. Nate Roberts does his job. And then Austin and Luke absolutely just put that left guard on skates. Let's fast forward this a little bit. This other angle. There we go. Labeled them again for you. 1 and 2 and 3. That's us. 3 and 2 going down on number 4 and watch number 1 come and meet number 5. And also keep an eye on, is 85 Will Kazmarek, Mello? I don't know why I'm having this lapse.
85 is Max Clare, I thought.
Well, I thought Max Clare was 86. Either way.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Tight end position. Here we go. Watch Austin Saravelt and Luke Montgomery. That's the most exciting thing to watch here. You can also watch Nate Roberts gets the job done. He's number 83, the fullback. Watch Austin and Luke, man. Against number 98. Just crumble him. And they opened up that hole for him to get in. It was an absolutely beautiful play. Mello, what you got right there?
I mean, it was a good double team. Basically, what it boils down to, they doubled the defensive tackle, pushed him back. Good thing the turf is a little slippery, but this time the defensive tackle tried to do the right thing that you're taught. You're supposed to drop so that way they don't get any push, and you just create a pile. But I mean, that close is already too late. So using all the tight ends was an amazing and brilliant thing. And if you notice, whenever we weren't in 12 personnel or anything heavy, that's when you saw Murad Watson and I believe the transfer from Purdue, I forget his last name. They were the main defensive tackles, but when we went heavy, Hero Canoe got the most snaps, and he did get the most snaps out of all the defensive tackles because I think they feel like he's stronger at trying to handle a double team. So he actually played the most out of all the defensive tackles on their entire roster was Hero Canoe, who would have been in our 2 deep.
It's wild, Mello, because we said that on this show. We said Hero Canoe is a starting defensive tackle, and I don't know how many Texas fans told us we were wrong. It's kind of wild.
That's crazy.
Thank you,
I just
Tyler.
got a question for you, though, real quick. Did you see that block that Carnell Tate did on Colin Simmons?
Yeah.
Man, what was your thoughts? Did you talk about that already yesterday?
No, I didn't, but I shared it on Twitter and said, welcome to the first round, Carnell. And a lot of people responded, he didn't finish his block because Colin Simmons ended up making the tackle.
Right.
But the reason we got 6 yards is because Carnell Tate blocked Simmons. I should have pulled that up. Listen, these are the things. Once I get better at doing this film thing, next time I watch the game, I'm going to write down what quarter in time I see these plays. That's the hardest thing, going back and finding these plays and all this film. I got the all 22 film. So, you just have to watch the whole thing and find where the play was. But if I knew where it was, I could literally pull it up right now.
Yeah.
But we'll be able to do that in the future. But the chat helped us out. Tyler Clare is 86. Bennett Christian is 85. So, and then what they say, Kazmarek is number 89. Yeah, so Kazmarek was lined up outside of Austin Saravelt on that play. Makes sense. He's the biggest tight end. Mello, we ran 12. Guess the percentage on offense that ran 12 or 13 personnel?
Probably around 30.
76% of the snaps were 12 or 13 personnel. 76% of the time we had 2 or 3 tight ends in the game. So shout out Keenan Bailey. Shout out to this tight end room. And the offense got the job done. Offensive line, Mello, did I expect a little more out of the run game? I did. But here's the thing, what you got to know. With the experience I have with watching a lot of college football and surrounding myself with ball knowers, I'm more tuned to these details. For instance, how many times we started inside our own 10-yard line. Okay, that's going to affect the play calling a lot. And also how well our defense was playing. This was a very vanilla offensive called game. A lot of people are hating on Brian Hartline. I am not one of those. We did what we needed to do to win the game. These are not games that Ryan Day is accustomed to normally winning. Well, he did it. He did what he needed to do. This offensive line, that is a very good defensive line, and they allowed 0 sacks on Julian Sam.
Just one pressure.
And one pressure, bro. 0 sacks, 1 pressure. And on the preview, Mello, I said this is the best rushing unit in the country. So I'm stoked with our offensive line. Anything to add there?
Offensive line did their job. Some of the run things will get better. I watched one of the tight ends, I can't remember which one, was pulling to be a lead blocker for James People, and he tripped over Philip Daniels' foot and got to the block late. And with a speedy defense like Texas, I mean, James People got back to the line of scrimmage. He might have gained 1 yard, but if the guy makes the kick out block, the key kick out block, James People is probably getting 5+ yards on that carry. So there's a lot of stuff to clean up with the blocking and just the timing and the chemistry on the line. We have a lot of new pieces. It's just going to improve. And I don't think we're going to face a defense as talented as Texas again until maybe the playoffs.
Yeah, man. I mean, Philip Daniels at right tackle with Colin Simmons over there as well. I mean, he did an absolutely phenomenal job. Pat ourselves on the back a little bit. We were told that super early. We reported it super early that Philip Daniels is going to take – we come out and said he was going to take Tegra's job. Well, in a way, he kind of did, because he ended up going out to right tackle. That bumped Ethan into the right guard position a little bit during the game. And Tegra was coming out a little bit there. As you can see, Ethan Onion with 15 snaps. Those 15 snaps were on the drive that we scored on, just to let people know there. Go back and watch. Ethan Onion in the run game is an absolute beast at right guard. You know, he had some plays where he didn't look the best. So did Tegra, right? So we got a lot to work on. I'm excited about it. We got the W offensively. I'm thrilled. Not worried about our wide receivers and the drops whatsoever. Julian Sand showed me exactly what I needed to see to be super comfortable with him being our starting quarterback the rest of the year. Defense, Mello, the story of the game, right? The story of the game. Let's look at these snap counts real fast before we do this. Caden Curry had the most snaps out of any defensive lineman. Caden Curry, okay? Didn't get a lot talked about in the preseason, and he came out and played more than anybody. Bo Atkinson, 35. Kenyatta Jackson, 34. C.J. Hicks, 19. Edric and K-Mac, 39, 38, with Will Smith Jr. and Tywan Malone as the backups. And looky there, whose name is below Tywan Malone? That would be Jarquez Carter. When did they put him in? The Rushman packages. Did he do well? Yes. He shoved some dudes around all over the field. That's our dude. Shout out Jarquez Carter. When the Buckeyes offered him, we watched this film, we flipped out, man. We're like, dude, this dude is an absolute unit. He came on the show shortly after. Been talking about him, been hyping it up as being underrated. Well, this is a freshman getting in the game at a defensive tackle. Peyton Pierce, 15 snaps. And look again, Mello, who's that other freshman? Who's that other freshman down there on the list?
Oh, man, that's our boy, Devin Sanchez, with 11 snaps.
Yeah. So we got the snap count. Let's dive into it, Mello. Start off with the defensive line. Tell me your thoughts.
I think the defense is just ridiculous. This is the best defense in America. Do not care. The defensive line did their job. I would like to see them improve a little bit in the run game. I thought we gave up a little too many yards per carry, but they got the job done. So I'm excited about them. I'm happy what they did. I'm happy with the snap count. I'm glad Kenyatta doesn't have anything too serious going on with him, that he didn't get to play. So that's also something you got to factor in terms of the snap counts for the defensive end position. But Bo Atkinson, they moved him inside a little bit on the D line. The D line played 3 down linemen, played 4 down linemen. I mean, they were doing so much stuff and they executed.
They were. I mean, listen, guys, we've said this a couple times, but one of the biggest reasonings, when me and Mello always said, we're not worried about the defensive line, there were 2 things we always brought up. Number 1, they had a lot of offseason. This coaching staff's going to get these guys right. Number 2, we have Matt Patricia. I'd say the most obvious one yesterday, Kenyatta Jackson went out of the game and we were fine. Why? Matt Patricia. The way he schemes this up, the disguises he used, the 3-man front, Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, he utilizes the players according to their strength. So, yes, did they maybe rush more per play than we wanted them to? Yeah, but if you think about it, you take a step back. The only thing that matters is don't let them score. And this defensive line did not let him score, man.
I'm on my Jameis Winston. We got to eat those W's. Texas can't do that. They're 0-1 to start the season, and they got to go to UF still. They have to go to UGA. They're not guaranteed, and they have to play their rival. So they're not guaranteed to make the playoffs. If they lose those 3 games, they're not making the playoffs, by the way. And shout out to Mama D. We got royalty in here. We love to see Devin getting in the game. He did a good job. And we're looking to get him up to 20 snaps next game. Maybe more. We're playing Granville. He should be playing a lot.
Yeah, we're gonna break down his play here in a little bit. Defensive line, I am still excited. We got a lot of work to do there, but I'm excited because Matt Patricia and the weapons we have on this team. Bo Atkinson killed it. Caden Curry absolutely killed it. Somebody in the chat said unsung hero. Man, I don't know how much I can argue with you on that one, but he was a boss. Bo Atkinson was as well. Edric Houston came back, did their jobs. Let's go back, Mello, to the linebackers, dude. I'll let you start.
Man, the linebackers, we have the best linebacker room in the country. I'm saying that right now, period. I could say that right after the first game. I thought it was going to take a little bit longer to realize that. But Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Peyton Pierce, they're all dogs. They're animals. Even Riley getting in on the kickoff return and taking out 3 Texas blockers on kickoff. So, I mean, I'm just excited. James Laurinaitis has the linebacker U back at Columbus where it rightfully should be, along with BIA, and they're doing their things. You see Arvell Reese and Sonny just creating havoc, and they were everywhere, and I mean everywhere on the field, doing everything, dropping in coverage, blitzing, getting to the quarterback, lining up on different tight ends and wide receivers, and just crushing everyone.
Yeah. You guys watched the same game we watched. I got a couple defensive plays to pull up specifically to point out Arvell Reese. He's exactly what we thought he was. He was all over the place. But like physically, we knew Arvell Reese had it. My question was mentally, can he handle it? Bro, he was all over the field. I mean, he was all over the place. You know how much that, what a mental challenge that is for a player in a position like that. First time starter to go out and be in all the different positions he was in and know your responsibilities and how to handle it. Sonny Styles, it's just kind of unfair, man, that we have 6'4", 240 some pound linebackers that can line up in the defensive end position and create havoc. CJ Hicks, by the way, I mean, he got in, he was in a lot. Like, he made a lot of big-time plays when he was in, not just the last play when he was on the arch. The 4th down stop on the goal line, the 3rd down stop on the goal line, C.J. Hicks was right there. The 3rd down stop, that was C.J. Hicks. Before the 4th down stop, go back and watch. C.J. Hicks loops all the way around, circles back, and he is so fast that he was in on that stop. He was the first one there. So this Peyton Pierce getting into – love it. This linebacker room. Riley Pettijohn was in on special teams. He was lighting people up, dude. I went back and watched, man. one kickoff, I think he like knocked down 3 Texas
Yeah.
guys or something. So it's
Yeah.
exciting. Get to the corner position. Mello, Iggy, and Jermaine, and Lowe Styles.
Man, I
What you
owe
think?
Lorenzo Styles. I'm gonna start off from the back. I owe Lorenzo Styles an apology. I was a doubter. I was, but he did his thing. He balled out the whole BIA. I don't even think it's close between our secondary and the next best secondary in the country. It's not even a close contest. Our secondary is by far the best back seven there is walking college football. Um, Davidson Igbinosun, no more penalties. I told you as soon as he starts getting his head around, he's going to be elite. He's already quick. He has the size. He's a dude. Jermaine Matthews, man, Maine balled out. He's a beast. Reading the coverage, they were running the routes for the wide receivers. That's the craziest things about our DBs. They ran the right routes for the wide receiver. Nobody was open. Arch had he had maybe 2 or 3 different drives where he had open players, and he just missed them. And then the ones that he did fit in, they were in tight coverage. So kudos to them. They're going to make plays. They're scholarship athletes getting NIL just as the same as our players. But our back seven is by far the best in America. Caleb Downs is the best defensive player in America. And honestly, after watching that game, I think he's just the best player in America. I think he is the best player in America, and I have JJ as 2. That's just my personal opinion. Like Caleb Downs just does so much. He's ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, to start off, I picked Jermaine as the most interceptions of the year. So far, we're ahead there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mello, best secondary in the country. Physically, we knew these guys had the tools to be that. But mentally, dude, go watch the game. This was one of the most prepared secondaries I have seen in a long time. Thanks to the coaching staff, thanks to Caleb Downs and some of these leaders in the secondary. You saw the communication happening all the time between Caleb Downs, Jalen McClain, all of them back there.
Even
Caleb
with him and
Downs,
Devin.
Caleb Downs, I don't need to say much. Lorenzo Styles, I had my doubts as well, but through camp, we kind of started getting the feeling, hey, this dude's going to prove us wrong. He did. Still got some work to do. There's always work to do. That's what I'm excited about here. Iggy balled out. I think he had like 10 tackles or something, so he was getting his nose into everything. And Jalen McClain, dude, listen. Jalen McClain is, however good you think Jalen McClain is right now at this point in time, he's better than that. Jalen McClain is something special. When you go back and watch the game again on the defense, watch Jalen McClain, watch his closing speed. I mean, being in the safety position, his ability to close down on the running gaps and make plays in there, I mean, it is elite. The dude's he played too good to be taken off the field because we heard all offseason, Hartford, McClain, who's it going to be? They're both starters. We got told they're both considered starters. Well, he didn't get on the field, and I'm convinced he didn't get on the field because Jalen McClain was just absolutely lighting it up. Super prepared, super ready. Doesn't surprise me. He plays beside Caleb Downs. You know what I mean? So Caleb has a way bigger effect on this team.
I told you from the jump, McClain
than just on the field and what he does on the field. It's what he does off the field too. But yeah, Mello, you did.
I was huge on McClain. You could just talk. I mean, when the players go to draft and the combine and they're free to talk, and they're talking to, and Will Howard was just adamant about how good Jalen McClain was, saying when he was at practice, he would throw to the other side of the field and Jalen McClain would come over from the other hash and intercept him. The coverage that he has is elite. His speed is elite. He knows how to read offenses very well. And then you combine that with the Caleb Downs factor, and his growth potential is going to be times 3. So yeah, I'm excited. We have the best safety tandem in America. And when you have UGA writers and podcasters and people breaking down film, flat out saying there's not a better safety tandem in America than what Ohio State has, I mean, you have to tip your hat because that's saying a lot.
Yeah. So take a look at this front, chat. Here's a couple defensive plays. Arvell Reese's 2 sacks. This first one, they gave him just a tackle. Look at this front. Bo Atkinson playing the nose tackle there. Caden Curry on the outside and Kenyatta Jackson playing the other side. I think, what do you call it? Are those wide nines? Is that what we call them? I don't know.
Mm.
But they're out there wide, and then you see Arvell Reese there, put a little X on him and drew his path that he's about to run. He's going against a pretty good offensive guard here. Watch what he does to him.
That's Goolsby. Never gives up on the play, retraces his steps back to Arch Manning. Arch is actually lucky he didn't fumble on that.
Yeah, he is. There's one. Here's another one. This is the coffee house stunt. Keep an eye on Arvell Reese. The other angle's better.
We got a fan in here crying about some bet that I made with him. Dude, since you crying so much, I asked you for your Cash App on the Texas. I'm not paying you anything. I'll give you my address. You could pull up and come get it. Now, since you wouldn't be disrespectful in the chat, pull up and come get the money.
All right, so you guys saw the coffee house stunt there of Arvell Reese. We're going to continue to play this out because I like the other angle better. And then I'll pause it and kind of show you guys a little bit what I'm talking about here. There's Arvell. We'll explain this a little bit to you. And watch what this is. We see what he does here. There's Arvell, right? Boom, right there. Look at his eyes. His eyes are over here, right? Looking in this direction. Now watch this guy here. He's going to end up looking over here because he sees Arvell looking away and he's thinking, oh, he's dropping in coverage. Let me get over here and help this dude. Watch what happens when he does it. You'll notice Arvell's going to get better at this too because he took this route. Well, you'll see that in the future, he's going to see how open this lane was, but let's let this play out. Did you see the guard? Look away, thought he was dropping back. Here comes Arvell running in like a freaking bull in a china shop. And Arch, there's nothing you can do. There's absolutely
the first one, the reason they give him a sack is because he made it back to the line of scrimmage. So it's technically not a sack.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, Arvell Reese and what Matt Patricia is dialing up there, you saw the 3-down lineman look there. That's something that Jim Knowles tried to implement a lot. Not like that at all. He tried to implement the jack position, but it failed every single time. But we see it's not failing now. And everybody in the nation is talking about what Matt Patricia did because of Steve Sarkisian's remarks after the game, talking about the disguises are elite and the players' ability to execute those styles. That this is an NFL defense. So recruits, you want to get ready for the NFL, come on down. This is where it's happening. And I'm not saying we're the only team in the nation doing this, but we just made the Heisman favorite quarterback. He didn't play that way because he wasn't good. Arch Manning's good. He played that way because Matt Patricia and these players put him in a blender. They had him all over the place, never got in a rhythm, threw him off. I mean, this was all the Buckeyes. That everybody wants to not give the Buckeyes credit here because they say Texas was away and they didn't play their best game. Well, they freaking tried to. Just put him in a blender is what happened. So give credit where credit is due. This has nothing to do with Arch Manning having a bad game. He had a bad game because our defensive coordinator and our defensive players absolutely shut him down. This isn't a Arch Manning first-time quarterback just had a bad game. He had a bad game for a reason. So, I mean, give credit where credit is due. Ohio State.
I like that part that you were talking to the recruits. My thing is Xavier Griffin. You want to go to Alabama? You think they're going to develop you there? Justin Hill, how happy are you at Alabama? Tyler Atkinson, you want to go to Texas and be the next Anthony Hill and Colin Simmons that don't do anything, overhyped, overrated? They were acting like Colin Simmons was Abdul Carter. 2 games against us, he did nothing. He wants to post a picture of Julian Sand, and we said here, no, you need to post a picture of Phillip Daniels and Austin Saraville because you got to get past them to get to Julian Sand, which he did not. We should have told him to post a picture of our 5-star wide receiver, Carnell Tate, since he got blocked by him too.
Yeah. Just a reminder, man, that this defense, we played zone on 72% of the drop back. 72% of the time, Arch Manning dropped back, we were in zone. Sometimes we disguise it as man and drop back in the zone with Caleb Downs. being a free-for-all runner all over the place. He was in that nickel-ish position to where he could either decide, go down and be a man in the box or come back. And I'm telling you, he made that decision before the ball was snapped. Go watch Caleb Downs' decision. He would make the decision, and I don't know what he's looking at, what cues he's looking at, but he knew something. And the Texas guys could not trick him because he was coming down into the box sometimes before the ball was snapped, when in fact his duties were to cover the middle of the field. That it was obvious with the way the players were lined up. Caleb Downs supposed to be covering the pass attack in the middle of the field. But after the ball snapped, Caleb Downs isn't there, went to the box. Why? Because they identified a run play before the snap even happened. So Caleb Downs, Mello, he's the best player in America. But
he is.
Yeah.
There was one play. They were running a crossing over route that would have been open. The dude probably would have gained at least 30 yards on it. And Caleb Downs knew it was coming. And he was playing that same spot that you're talking, almost off-ball nickel. And his coverage area was to play the flat. But he knew the play was coming. So right before Arch snapped it, he opened his hips towards the wide side of the field as if he was going to drop into the middle of the field. Yeah, and Arch didn't even look that way again. He dropped it, dumped it off to his check down to a running back that got tackled. I think it was by Davidson Ignosin or Sonny Styles. He got tackled either way for like a 2-yard gain. And if he would have just waited, that guy would have been open. But Caleb Downs was so smart, he ended up taking away 2 players at one time on one play. Like, he is by far the best player in college football.
The chess match that this secondary was playing with first-time starting quarterback Arch Manning is like, you've got to really study football to truly understand. I'm not saying I'm one of those guys. I'm really intrigued. I want to learn more about. I'm actually a football coach now. I coach my little.
Are you really?
Yeah, dude. I'm a volunteer coach. It's like the 6U, 7U, something like that.
Man, that's the perfect level for you right there.
It really is. It literally is, man. There's only one coach, and my brother's like, "Hey, dude, you need to." And I was like, "I will," but every one of the players has to wear Ohio State gloves. I'm buying them all Ohio State gloves, and they got to wear them. That's
I love that. Yeah, get them young.
So, I'm buying them all Ohio State gloves. But Jalen McClain was doing the same thing, turning his hips pre-snap. And the thing the play with Caleb you're talking about, that was a beautiful play. Arch was staring right at Caleb. So Caleb turned his hips, and then when Arch looked away, he turned back and totally jacked him up. I think Arch even, like, it was an option play, and he instead of the pass, because Caleb looked like he was going back into coverage, he ran the run play and Caleb stuffed it. So I love it, man. Thank you, Nick Saban, for retiring and giving us Caleb Downs and giving us
Nick Saban didn't retire. He's coaching 6U. You see it right there.
Yeah. Devin Sanchez, a lot of people are trying to pick that apart. I'm going to be honest with you.
What do you mean?
The one talking about he got burnt and stuff like that. He was in for 11. He was in for 11 snaps on that one where I think it was Jalen McClain. No, it was Lorenzo Styles. Lorenzo Styles was in the safety position.
Yeah.
I think Devin was in position to put his hand up and stop the ball. So he was in good position. He knew what he was supposed to do. We got to get him more snaps. I'm going to be honest with you, Mello. I was super, super surprised, and I don't know why so much, that we didn't see Aaron Scott or Bryce West get in the game. But just hold on.
I got a question for you on that too, because I went to look at the snap count, and Aaron Scott didn't even play special teams. Is he hurt or something?
I don't know, but I don't know. But that was intriguing to me, right? That he didn't. But and listen, the snaps Devin Sanchez was in like the most crucial defensive snaps of the game. And that's super, super exciting for me. The coaches trust him. Wait till a dude gets another 1 or 2 games. On this, I wouldn't be surprised Devin Sanchez snags him an interception. He's a ball hawk as well. So I love that he got that experience to come in during this game. Mello.
And that's a big-time game. So in terms of that throw, that's what I was alluding to earlier. These kids are scholarship athletes getting NIL as well. Arch Manning is a good quarterback. He just was confused. He put the ball in a good place. And the tight end is also older than Devin. But Devin is a elite cornerback. He's going to play a lot. He's going to get better. I wouldn't be surprised if he's starting by the end of the season.
Yeah. He's good, man. Iggy stepped up. All of them stepped up. So now to move on, let's talk about special teams, man. Let's talk about Jaden Fielding, kickoffs, extra points. Good job.
I'm going to let
well
you
done.
go ahead and start it because that's your
Well
specialty.
done.
You love that.
Yeah, well done, good sir. Punting. Punting. Melody, you got anything to add about?
No, I mean,
it?
special teams did enough for us to win.
Yeah, we won the game. And you're right. Thank you for reminding me. Don't go down that train, Devin, because we won the game and he had one of his best punts in the moment where we needed it. But don't be punting the ball out of bounds, man. Don't do it. Stop it. Quit it. Let's straighten it up a little bit. Okay. Moving on from the Buckeyes, man. We won the game, man. ESCSCPN, however you say that, thinks LSU's the number. Actually, what, they still got Texas as number one, but they're arguing for LSU to be number one. So the number 3 team beat the number 1 team, okay? The number 9 team beat the number 4 team, and they want to put the number 9 team at number 1. What's going on? I mean, this world, the fact that people get paid to come on screen and say those things, folks, if you want a future in sports broadcasting, you don't even need to graduate from high school, man. You can just get on the screen, be a personality, and just say whatever it is that you want. And ESPN will hire you because, I mean, they did not dominate Clemson. What game did you watch, Mello? Wasn't it 17-10 or something?
I mean, it was a close game. It was a good game. I'll be honest with you. It was a good game. But at the end of the day, we all know that ESPN dollar is actually tied to the SEC, literally. So it's in their best interest to have the SEC team at the top and fluff up the SEC, even though we know it's not like that anymore. Texas was the number 1 team. All they talked about was Arch. All they talked about was Texas going to win a natty. Texas going to come into the shoe and blow out Ohio State. It's not going to be a close game. Then Ohio State goes and handles business, and Texas gets a lucky touchdown that they were gifted that shouldn't have counted in the first place, right? And now all of a sudden it's like, all right, well, we need the next SEC team, which you beat a lesser team, and it was a close game as well. So at the end of the day, I would be shocked if Ohio State is not number 1 by the AP voters. But at the same time, you never know with ESPN having so much broadband in terms of their reach. If some like naive journalist that gets to vote on this that doesn't even watch football at all, they just use a votes LSU. So we'll see how it goes, but I would be shocked if Ohio State's not number 1.
Now, let me make this perfectly clear. I could literally care less where they rank Ohio State.
Right.
But it was a talking point. I wanted to talk about it. Next thing I want to talk about, Mello, my number 2 team, man. My number 2 team, I did not believe they were going to win. I had tickets to the game, and I didn't go. Why didn't I go? Why didn't I go? Because I wanted to supply you guys with a post-game reaction right after the Ohio State game. But I had tickets to the FSU-Alabama game, and I don't think I can make that mistake again and not go. I really don't. I've never seen Alabama play. I just thought it was going to be an absolute blowout. I'm being honest with you. And here's why I thought that. Because the national media convinced me that Alabama was going to be a national title contender. They convinced me. I'm done, man. But in the back of my mind the whole time, I'm like, where are they getting this from? Last year, Alabama did not look good. They lost to Vanderbilt. They lost to Arkansas. They lost to – where are they getting this from? And lo and behold, that little thought I had in the back of my mind was correct. Alabama down bad. What's your take, dude?
Exactly what you're saying. I was the same way. I thought Alabama would be back. I mainly thought it was a Jalen Milroe's problem last year with Alabama. I'm gonna be honest with you, but it's clearly not. I always knew Kalen DeBoer did not care about defense. Like that's just his MO. When did he ever have like a super elite defense? I mean, he did at Washington that 1 year, but I mean they were playing just Pac-12 competition in the last season of the Pac-12. So I don't super credit him with that. That's why I'm looking at like the Justin Hills, the Xavier Griffin. Like, what are you doing? Like, you could have been at Ohio State developing and actually playing in a professional system that's very multiple and is an NFL defense, right? And that's what you're choosing to pick. It's just a little weird to me. I think Bama is in trouble. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Actually, with that loss, they have a pretty decent schedule, and I don't think they're going to make it. I think they're 8-14.
Yeah. That's wild. I watched a little bit of the film after that game. Players not hustling, players out of shape. I mean, it's wild. If Florida State wanted that win way more than they did. Coconut became a member. Thank you, man. Did you become a member of Scoop or the Buckeye Boys? Why doesn't it tell us where he became a member at? Either way, stoked and excited. Reminder, chat, if you're watching us on Scoop, go to the Buckeye Boys channel, the Buckeye Boys with a Z. Like, subscribe, become a member there for $1.99. Everything that we get out of the Buckeye Boys channel gets poured right back in. For instance, we're giving away a Washington ticket. September 13th is the last time we will be asking that question. And that will be a 7-pointer to determine the winner. The Natural has a pretty good lead right now. Steely's in second, and so on and so forth. Was there something else? Mello, I need you to talk about Joel Klatt and Gus Johnson and their announcing of the game. I don't know if you have a lot to say there, but I need to find a question to ask. So,
okay. About how they called the game?
Yeah.
I think they did a better job than they did last season. I just hope we don't have a whole lot of big noon kickoffs, man, because it's kind of annoying, to be honest with you. But the shoe was absolutely rocking. Ohio State fans came out, showed up, showed out, just as I thought they would, and we thought they would. And we got a big W. And I wish we had the all 22 tight of when Arch was trying to call out the play to the old lineman, and they were all like, what'd he say? What'd he say? And they just cannot hear anything. So it was awesome. Everybody showed up. You guys did a great thing. You guys helped the Buckeyes win. You guys were literally a big part of their winning. I think they had like 2 or 3 false starts. That's due directly to crowd noise.
Yeah, that's another thing too, Mello. I forgot to bring up is what y'all did. If you went to the game, what you guys did, shout out, man. Screw Big Noon. We show up no matter what time it is. We got Grambling next tomorrow. We got a guest coming on. Big time recruit 2028. I don't want to get his name wrong. He's ranked number 7 overall nationally. It's Kellen. I believe he's from Kellen Hall, defensive lineman out of Christian Academy of Louisville. He's coming on tomorrow. We're going to talk to him. He was at the game. We're going to get his thoughts of the game and the Buckeyes. Long way to go in that recruitment, but we want to start building that relationship with him now so we can get him on the show throughout his recruitment. The dude's a dog, man, and hopefully we get him to be the Buckeyes. So here we go. Mello, you got anything else to add before?
Nope. Good win. Time to go 2-0.
I just found the question I wanted to ask, and then I just shut the book and didn't mark where the question was.
I don't know about that. My cousin said he needs us at the PSU game. So I'll come. I don't know. I can't speak for Dev.
Mello, I forgot to tell you, man, I got a phone call. I think one of our listeners is purchasing us tickets to that game. So
what?
Yeah, man.
That is fire. Yo, you just come to Atlanta. I'll drive up there. You're good.
Okay. I'll seriously do that. Yeah. I really, really will. But anyway, no, I won't. I'm not going to say that on live air. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, here we go. Here is the question. Listen, I'm only asking one question tonight. If nobody gets it right, we're moving on. There's only one question being asked tonight. So get ready. If somebody knows this one, this is the tough question to get. Anyway, here we go. Which Ohio State defender was the first Buckeyes player to win the Lombardi Trophy? Who was the first Buckeye to win the Lombardi Trophy? It might not be that hard, actually.
5 points.
First Buckeye to win. The natural coming in just extended that lead, dude. Man,
Man, still wagging.
That's
I don't know who that is. I'm not going to say her body.
Jim, I just closed the book again. Jim Stillwagon. I think that's his name. Yeah, Jim Stillwagon. That's one of those that has probably been plastered somewhere at some point in time. Being a Lombardi Trophy winner, that's probably been somewhere before. Dude, I don't think there's only one other guess in there. Steve guessed Randy. Nobody else guessed. Natural didn't even give him time to guess, man.
Randy G, baby.
Good stuff, the Natural. Hey, listen, you guys got to be prepared because September 13th, the last question. So let me just tell you real fast. The Natural's ahead. He's got 30 points. He's got 30. The next closest is 18. That's Steely. Russ has 11. Coco, you got 5. Boy, it's going to take a lot to beat the Natural out, but you're not going to have much time to get a plane and a hotel room. So keep that in mind. But anyway, Mello, Buckeyes came away, beat the number 1 team in the country. Wasn't the prettiest of football games in a way, but in a way, it was one of the most beautiful football games I've ever watched. So that's when you know you're becoming a super fan of football, when you can watch a 14-7 football game and say it was beautiful. But anything else to add to that, chat? Anything you guys want to add to the game that you watched? Anything you want us to touch on before we get out of here? Anything at all? Does anybody in the chat have something burning they want to talk about? You want me to put the link in the chat so you can come on here and give us a OHIO or something? What up, Mello? What you got?
That's like actually the perfect way to open up a season and win against the number 1 team. That's a heavy hitter who I do personally believe has the second best roster in America after us. So it just shows the grittiness and that we could win a dogfight, right? That's something that Ohio State hasn't been known for usually, right? So it's showing Day's maturity level, his growth. It's showing the team's mental toughness. It's showing what they did all season with Coach Mick is paying off. So I'm loving it. It's only up from here. And once the offense catches up to the defense, I don't know who's going to beat us. I'm just being honest. I don't know how you beat this team.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. My confidence has increased on my back-to-back prediction that I made a year and a half ago. Before last year's season, I've never done this before, but I kept this 2024-2025 Natty Lock train rolling. I put it after every comment I made in the chat. The first part is accomplished. And the second part, we're on a pretty good roll. And with Ryan Day's experience, I think he's a different coach now. He coached differently for Texas. So we'll see. We got Grambling next. We'll be breaking down that game on Wednesday and Thursday. Maybe get a few guests on as well. So hit that alert bell. Hit that subscribe bell. Hit the like button for us as well. We appreciate you guys. Nobody put anything in the chat they wanted to talk about, huh? I just wanted to make sure. Okay. No. Love it. Yep. There it is, Coconut. He was there through it all as well.
We need to make a t-shirt with that.
I know. 24-25 Natty Lock. I know.
Yeah.
It's kind of wild. We'll see what happens. Appreciate you for watching, chat. Tune in tomorrow. Show's at 7:30 tomorrow. 7:30 tomorrow. That's what time he can come on. So that's what time we're going to do it. We appreciate you guys for watching. Go Buckeyes. OH.
I-O.